Well, out digging again today, or trying to. Dug a test hole here. Alright guys, this is going to be the first creek walk of 2020, so I'm looking forward to it. I was rollerbladed to this location, and I'm going to walk back to my car. See something here. I don't know if it's even a bottle. Nope. Alright. I hope this creek isn't too deep, because I didn't even wear swim trunks, so I wore my shorts, and so, yeah. Alright, I'll let you know if I find anything. Well, this isn't good. I'm sinking way down the mud where my shorts are getting a little bit wet. Now we're getting even more wet. So, yeah, this isn't good at all. I mean, you see it bubbling there, so, yeah, it's just a really muddy, nasty creek, so hopefully it gets better up there, and I'm sure it will. I go through this tunnel, but it's getting up to my thighs now, so it's looking worse and worse. I'm going to have to get out of here and just go on the banks, because I'm not wearing my swim trunks. Alright guys, I just got to get through this, and I'll be into a normal looking creek. Natural rocks and banks and stuff. Because out here it's been kind of messed with to the point where anything that would have been here would have been buried. I just went over here because I like to walk the creek from where it starts to where my vehicle is. So, alright. Well, this type of creek here isn't really what you want. I mean, you usually want to have some rocks in them, but when it's this rocky, the balls usually don't survive unless they just came out of the bank somewhere. So, what I usually do when this happens is just scan the banks looking for dumps. This isn't really the best location for that either, because if you look up there, the whole bank is just plain rock. So, you don't see bottles coming out of just plain rock stuff. Here you go, you can see it better now. Above it's a really thin layer, which sometimes those have something in them, the thin layers, but this particular one, I don't see anything at all. It's roots. First sign of anything at all, pipes. So someone's at least dug something here and did something if those are down in there, but no shards yet. A lot of cement type crap. Maybe there's an old road here or something. First reptile of the day. Northern water snake. Of course, this phone's a piece of crap and doesn't focus, but if I get close enough, it will. Look at him go. He's about to go anyway. Them things bite like crazy. If you pick them up, they're not venomous though. Alright, creek forks. One goes this way, and the other goes under this road here, and it goes that way. So I'm going to look on the map and then go whatever way leads back to my car. Well, this creek isn't even showing on my map, so I guess it's this one that leads back. At least that's what it looks like. Well, that's the first sign of anything. It's a throwaway style Coke that would have been embossed. Those are from around 1970, I believe. But at least there's glass in here, I guess. There's a shard of something there, too. Can't really make out what this one is. It's just plain. I pulled this out. It's a piece of a flower pot. I never know on these. I found them in turn of the century dumps, but I also find them with modern triceps thrown away today. So, no way to tell on this. Well, the left side definitely isn't going to be dumped. if something fell down from there, it'd be just laying on the rocks and busting to pieces. This one here looks a little bit older just because the glass is thicker, it seems. When I find pieces of new beers, the glass isn't quite as thick. So I'm thinking this one's a little bit older. I don't know how much older, but it's a little bit older anyway. Good sign. It's a round milk top. So we're on the right track. It would have been different. Has an odd wine glass type shape. It has a screw tops on milk glass things. Can't say I've seen anything like it before. Top of what looks like a cork med. It's machined, but at least it's older than what I've been seeing mostly. And this is just a junk jar that I find in 40s and 50s type dumps. I'm going to have to get out of here because this I'd have to walk crouch the whole way through. I don't know if I want to do that or not. Embossed Wagner beer from Columbus. This area looks pretty dumpy to me. Lots of glass. Well, someone made a dam here for whatever reason. By doing that, they got all this muck trapped. So instead of it being a nice, clear creek like over here where I could see the bottom, it's all nasty. And it's deeper, so I can't even see where I'm putting my feet. Yeah, so I think I'm going to walk up that trail there and just call it quits. The only whole bottles were 1960s to now, and they were all slicks. But that's how it goes sometimes. But that is it. Later. Alright guys, my previous dig was not so good because I just drove and dug a little test hole and it turned a crop instead of ash, so it didn't work out. So I just ended up driving around all day. I asked this one guy for some spots, and he wouldn't even give me a spot that was any good, really, just some stuff to kind of test around. I mean, I would have thought he had some good spots, but maybe these spots are special permissions that he has, and the only time I can go is when he can go type of deal, so maybe that's why. I don't know. And my creek walk didn't produce anything either. It was the first one of the year, but oh well, I'll just go to a creek where I've had success next time, because this is the first time I've done that creek. And for the whole 2 weeks I was down out of town, it either rained, was ridiculously hot, or I couldn't get no one to dig with me, so I only ended up digging the one time, other than my little creek walk, which wasn't even a true creek walk, it was more like a bank walk. But I ended up buying a big lot of stuff, so I guess I'm just going to show that to you guys to make up for me not finding anything. So I guess I'll go ahead and get started. I got this here. This is from the lot. It's an Aqua Hawk wine. Crude. Early applied top. Of course it has a chip that I didn't know about. But it's still less common than the teal and the amber hawk wines for sure. I don't even know if I've ever dug one or not. I can't remember. And this here's a blob Pluto water. You don't see many machine blobs, but this particular bottle, as well as some of the blob citrate of magnesia bottles and some modern beers that they make today are the only exceptions I can think of. Then I got a nice square whiskey, and it's actually a smaller size than normal. It's not a sample, but it's not a quart, so that's kind of cool. Then I got one of these old bitter quill bottles. Then I got Weedman beer. That's Newport, Kentucky beer, very common. Holland Camp from Dayton. It's fairly common, I'd say. Olt from Dayton. These look identical to a Dayton Brewery bottle. They're fairly common, but they sell fairly good, only because a family member buys them. Then I got a nice embossed ketchup here. Try to get to focus for you guys. The Har-Bar Tomato Products, Toledo, Ohio. It's an early machine one. Then I got these two ketchups, and they both have different tops. So since they both say the same thing, I'm going to pick out the one with the better embossing for you guys to read. Joseph Campbell, Camden, New Jersey. Now these were not in the lot. Helped make a privy with someone. When it was time for the pick or whatever, I just put what I thought was my pick in the bucket with some junk that he didn't want. And so when he gave me these balls, I was kind of surprised. The first is a ball from Zanesville, Ohio. It's 1923 patented Coke. It's also Zanesville. But this one is 1915 Coke. Then I got this Smile here. This one might be decent. Trying to find an area where I can get to focus for you guys, though. Purity Bakers Company, Bottling Works, Parkersburg, West Virginia. Has DOC on the back. It seems like I only see that on Early Crowns and Hutch's. That's a machine-made crown. I think it's the first machine one I've seen on. That's a big old Dr. Pierce's Gold Medical Discovery. Has a nice color to it. And I got this nice Malting Chemist. Shit like a tombstone. And I got a machine. Dr. Bell's Pine Tar Honey for coughs and colds. That's that Paducah, Kentucky medicine bottle. They're very common, but because they're from Kentucky, they seem to sell fairly well. Alright, here's some more of the lot that I paid for. And it's a nice blue Chemist bottle. Has a 100 on the bottom. Whitmore. It's actually a little bit less common than the average Whitmore's, but it doesn't really add anything to the value. The Arthur Chemical Company, New Haven, Connecticut. Never seen that one, but with it being clear and having an extract look to it, it's probably not more than $5. But I could be wrong. Sample bottle. Dr. Green's Nervura. Kim's Balsam for the throat and lungs. This one's embossed upside down with Dr. Drake's Group Remedy from Findlay, Ohio. I don't know why he thinks these are worth something when they have a hole in them, but he throws them in the lot. I mean, it might be worth a little bit just because it has a name Kroger on it, but I really don't think it's going to be worth more than $1, which isn't really worth the effort to me, but oh well, since it's here, I guess I'll see what happens. Our Radway company from New York. It looks like a decent bottle, but it's really just worth $5. This one would probably go for a little bit more just because it's from Kentucky, even though it's a common one. Now this here is actually a little bit different than the average one of these I see. They usually say Hand Med Company, but this one says Dr. D.B. Hand instead. So I think that's a little earlier looking. It even has an earlier look to it. But no one really collects these, so it probably ain't going to be worth anything more than what the average ones are, considering the people that do collect the odd examples of common meds pretty much just pay what I get out of the regular variants. I ain't gonna take them all, so it doesn't really do me much good. Great Seal. That's the same thing there. Then I got this here. It's a Warner's, but I think it's a different Warner's than the big fancy Safe Cure type of Warner's, but I could be wrong. And I got this Grofson Reed ball from Chicago. Sawman Products. That one's from St. Louis. Shiloh's Consumption Cure. Got a nice lady's leg flask with a square slug plate. Then I got a Leon Perrins. Then a chipped Gus A. Cigarettes Hutch from Dayton. And a Decker from Dayton. And the Decker has some damage too. I have a funny feeling that he has some good ones and he didn't throw them in the lot because they were good, but I could be wrong. I actually did good enough on the lot as is anyway. I mean, it was barely worth it to me because I had to clean most of these up. When I asked him if they were clean, he said he rinsed them all off. Well, most of them he actually didn't, so if I have to put more work into getting them clean, then I'm not going to be willing to pay as much as I would if they were clean. Because I got to do a lot of work already if I sell these, because I have to put price tags on them and all that. I kind of wish there was a way to make a sign that says $3 and put on one shelf, then make like a $5 shelf on a different shelf, but because people are dishonest, they'll probably move bottles around and I'll get ripped off or something. So I have to price everything out individually, which is a lot of work for something that's not really worth all that, but oh well. Alright, got this thing here. B.F. Stinson and Company, Buffalo, New York. The unique thing about this one is it's actually embossed on both sides. Normally you have one sunken panel and then the back's just plain, but being embossed on both sides like that's kind of uncommon. Of course, it probably doesn't make it worth much, or at least not much more anyway. And it's a nice little Dr. G. James. This is another variant that's less common. JBL stands for Dr. J. B. Linus, I think that's how you say it. It's a Logansport, Indiana med. And this thing's kind of cool. I'll try to film for you guys. Okay, I'm going to read it off camera because I can't really read it at the same time. This says McNeil Med Company, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Couple bromos. I don't know what it is, but when they have that OB company as a manufacturing mark, they come out much cleaner than the normal ones do. You can't hardly see because it's so tiny, but it's there. As you can see, that one came out shiny, while the one next to it's all nasty. And I got two easy stove polish bottles. Pickering 10 manufacturing. I don't know if that's a sewing machine oil or something. Milk of magnesia. Square Larkin. And this is Doc Marshall's guitar snuff. That's actually kind of unique there. It might actually be worth more than the rest of these. I don't know. It's a nice looking Hicks Capudine. Got two Omega oils. I don't know if I've even seen an Aqua one before. Then there's a Mrs. Winslow's there. Colgate. And I don't think I've seen this particular variant belong, but it is. Not that makes it worth more really, but still kind of cool. And Dr. King's New Discovery. I find a lot of them. I don't know what this Cobalt is, but it just says Made in USA. It's different than a Bix. And these two are Hicks Capudines. Easy stove polish. We're going to get into the more unique things. I'm going to start over here first, actually. Now this here was included in it. This thing here I dug up. I'm using it for size comparison. This is a larger than normal Sounders extract. I just thought that was kind of unique. And this here is different Sounders. That's unique. It's got tiny embossing. Normally they say crane extract on them. But of course it has a crack. And I'm sure that's why it was thrown in the lot. Because I know he would have taken it out if it was really good. This here's a decent bottle. I mean, these go for $20 on average. But this one has kind of weak embossing. That's probably why he threw it in there. And this thing here is probably the best one. It's kind of unique. I've never seen one before. Tommy Candy's Cough Syrup. Columbus, Ohio. This thing's going to need to be tumbled to come clean. It looks like a milk glass med, but it's actually just so sick it's white. Usually that means they're older when they do that, but I could be wrong. The rest of the stuff I didn't clean up yet in a lot for someone to resell. So out of the whole trip, This is the only one that's going in my personal collection. Nice Slits beer from Richmond, Indiana. It has a couple chips here, but it'll look nice once it gets tumbled. There's one that was aqua and extra large size, but other than that one, I don't think any others are known as far as I know. So that is it.